born in Mexico, Coahuila, and have been here since 1961. My family decided to move here and immigrated here, and here I am. I've been in Copper Hill since 1985, and as Domingo said, I've been mayor since 2006. Just a few little fun facts that I'm sure everyone wants to know about Copper Hill. We were incorporated in 1937, and since due to our population, we are a general law type A city, which means that we cannot make our own law. We have to basically follow state law. All our ordinances and laws are dictated by the state of Texas. We're half a square mile, actually, much smaller than the 1 mile that Domingo said. But the good thing is that we are 80% Latino. We have about 4,000 to 5,000 people, and that has changed through the years. When I first moved there in '85, it was predominantly Anglo, and that has changed through time, hopefully better. Simply because a lot of the people that are there, and they're still there, it's the old guard basically, that do not want to let go. And it's taken a long, long time to slowly change the city. We've had some, not just Anglos, but also Latinos that we didn't see eye to eye, and that comes with the territory. But the main thing is Copper Hill is moving. We went through a rough period in 2006 where the city was in the red. We had some bad city administrators that didn't know what they were doing. Not embezzling, but they were basically misspending money. And the city could not pay its bills. And so one of the things that I worked on was to get good people in, and we brought in a great city administrator that he is, if you're from Monterrey, you know that he is very tight. And we needed that because that's how we held our money, were able to pay bills, and eventually last year we had a $2 million surplus in cash.
Wow, nice.
And with money comes different things. We're able to do things. In past years, we had some opportunities to do some projects, but the city did not have the money that it takes to be part of the project. And so we had to pass some of those projects. The other thing that we're blessed with is Commissioner Garcia.
Amen.
Because of her, she took interest in Copper Hill and was able to acquire funding for various projects. The biggest one is 2019. We reconstructed Copper Hill Road. Put in a roundabout that some people like, some don't. But it works for us because it's a very busy intersection, and you would be in that light for 10 minutes until it was your turn to go. So that you have to learn how to drive through a roundabout, and it works for us. But she was very instrumental in acquiring funding and putting different entities together, and we are very, very proud of the work that came through because of her. We really appreciate that. Also, you may have heard that we opened up a Studio Raybon Park.
Yeah.
That was in 2023. We acquired the property by luck, actually. It was up for sale. We're owners that defaulted on their loan, and the property owners put a for sale sign. And I was driving by and I saw it, and I called our city administrator to get on the phone and contact the owners to see if they would sell, and they did, and they actually financed it because we wouldn't have been able to afford to buy it. But that took about 7 years, and then we finally decided to go ahead and develop that park. And in commemoration for Stevie Ray Vaughan, there's books that show that he actually had his first performance at a theater that was at that corner. And so to us, we feel that park is historic. I don't think any other city, Austin, Dallas, can claim that Stevie Ray first performed, which he did in Cockerville. So we took it upon to invest in that park, and it's been good. We've been able to use that for most of our major events. Like last night we had our Christmas tree lighting, and a lot of people gather, and it's a good place for families to come together, and we passed out toys. The police department did. So we use it for many different things. We also opened up another park, Kerfoot Park, and then also Commissioner Garcia acquired some funding for that as well. And we had playgrounds, splash pad, walking trails, pavilion, and it is well used by the local families. Kids get there and they love it. We didn't open it in time for the splash pad to be used, but it will be next year for sure. We also recently renovated our city hall. We just had our grand opening in November, and it was a much needed renovation. It has a new facade. If you're driving by Clarendon, you'll now know that it's City Hall instead of before. In closing, I just want to say that my main objective for the last 20 or so years has been really to keep Cockrell Hill moving in the right direction, and working with people, and as I said, you get different kinds of people that come in, and I'm not always right, but I'm able to devote some of my time into doing that, and I've done that, hopefully for the better. So with that, I want to thank you and wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hi, Grace. Good to see you again. Thank you for your wife supporting the loteria that we do in Catrin. 2 questions for you. You said 80% of your community is Latino. How are you doing? How are you working? Good morning. How are you working with ICE, or are you? And secondly, what is the percentage of Latino police officers that you have on staff? So I know you used to be a speed trap, but I don't know if that's changed.
Well, it's not a speed trap. It's a speed trap if you're driving by fast, and that's to your own fault. If you drive through without insurance, all our police cars have scanners, and before you had to be stopped, show your card or not, and they don't have to do that. They're simply driving around, basically fishing, because there's a lot of people that are driving without insurance, and so we have a zero tolerance on no insurance. If you get stopped in Cockrell Hill with no insurance, your car is going to get towed. With regard to ICE, we follow. We have instances where people have been detained. They have a hold on them. We have to do the lawsuit.
A police officer's percentage?
I would say we would probably have 30%.
All right, any other questions? All right, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Our next speaker started with the Houston Police Department. From there, he moved up to become, he joined the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, where he led venture operations in Houston, San Francisco, and LA. He became a special agent in charge of the DEA's Houston field office, where he commanded 12 officers across Texas and 645 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border. He's been a recognized leader in law enforcement recruitment and modernizing police departments. He has, he's a native of New Orleans, Louisiana, graduated from U of H downtown, earning a Bachelor of Science, and he is currently the chief of the Dallas Police Department. All right? Let's give a big hand to Dan Kramer.
Good morning, everyone. Started off downtown in the parade, and I'll tell you, it's a whole lot warmer in here. I enjoyed the parade. I enjoyed being the pace car, but it's a little bit nicer being in this warm weather with a whole bunch of friendly faces. So I'll just give you just a short update, and I think what you probably want to do is ask more questions. And one thing that I've always told everybody from day one, that I'll be present and I'll never run from any questions, and I'll give you every answer. You might not like the answers, you might not agree with the answers, but I can tell you the Dallas Police Department will never run from any questions, and we'll do our very best to provide the answers. So the city right now is trending in the right direction. Our crime is down. As of last night, we had 39 less murders than we did last year at this time.
Nice.
In addition to that, we've also had 42 less people that have died by vehicle accidents this time compared to last year. So coming up to the holidays, that's over 80 people, 80 families that are not grieving right now by death in Dallas. So I think that's really good. So we'll spin off, since you talked about traffic. Part of the thing that we believe is causing less deaths in Dallas is the fact that we are enforcing traffic laws more. One of the things when I first got here, in many communities that I went to, many communities, almost every single town hall meeting I went to, we had complaints about traffic enforcement. And so we have ramped up traffic enforcement, and just by looking at the numbers, clearly it's worked, because we have 42 less people that's died by vehicle accidents this year. So we're really proud of that, and most major cities is actually trending up in that area where we're going down. So I'm really proud of the officers and what they're doing on the street, really to save lives and keep everybody safe. And on the violent crime, 39 less people dying in the city is important. We want to continue to work on that. And I will tell you, a lot of the murders that are happening in Dallas right now, it's not random violence. It's more violence from family and members that know each other. And I'll tell you, I mean, we're here today in the brown community and in the black community. A lot of the murders are us killing each other. There's violence amongst us. And that's where the education and awareness piece has to come out also. We have to be out there doing education and awareness. And I'll tell you, it's part of the police problem also, because we're working on that with our NPO officers. I'm not going to take that away from Dallas. It's one of the things that we're going to keep in Dallas, and the main reason for keeping that is so they can be in the community, they can have these relationships, and hopefully that they can keep crime down just by having relationships with some of the knuckleheads that we have in our communities. And I call them knuckleheads because they feel like this is the easiest thing to do, is to be a knucklehead. And we need officers out there to have those relationships, extend their hands, and give them a way out and show them that there's another way. So we're going to continue to do programs where we're out and about in the community, but at the same time, I'll tell everybody, part of our job is to put bad people in jail. So if you're doing illegal things and you're doing bad things, we're going to put you in jail. We're putting, from day one, and obviously this was a big topic the last time I came here, and I will tell you, I'm always going to be consistent in what I say. We're going to put bad people in jail. If you're committing crimes, we're gonna put you in jail. One of the things that we're still doing very aggressively from the very first day that I got here, we're looking for anybody that has felony warrants. If you have a felony warrant, we're gonna put you in jail. We're gonna go find you because it is facts that those who have felony warrants and those who continue to commit crime, it's a trend there. And if you have a felony warrant, you're more likely to commit a crime than someone that doesn't have a warrant. Just the way the system is set up, if you have a warrant, you have to go to court. You have to pay for that. So every single day, we're out looking for those with felony warrants. And again, that's the statement I made. Those with felony warrants are not wanted in Dallas because we're gonna put you in jail. So, and I still stand on that. Big elephant in the room, everybody always wants to know about ICE. From day one, I've said we will cooperate and assist with the federal government. It's our duty. We have to do that. I will tell you, again, there's no Dallas police officer that is walking around, driving around, asking for immigration status. That's not what we do. The federal government has their lane, we have our lane. And we are staying in our lane, and they're doing what they have to do. To clean up the record so everybody understands, we cannot stop the federal government from doing their job as Dallas police officers. We can't stop them from doing their job. And sometimes when I go to meetings, they say, well, Chief, don't let them do it here. It's not what I can do. There's federal laws, and they're there to enforce those federal laws. We will not cooperate. We have not cooperated with them on immigration warrants where we go out and we're looking for immigrants. We have not cooperated, nor will we cooperate in that instance. Now, what we have done, to make it very clear, they're doing an operation, and they had an operation at a bar, strip club, some time ago. And it came out like, oh, see, DVD's cooperating with them. Yes, we did hold the perimeter for them. There were a lot of people in there that was held and doing prostitution against their will. Yes, we will 100% help in something like that. And what we did was we held the perimeter and we made sure that they were able to do their job. We actually saved people that was being turned into prostitutes there. Yes, we will help on operations like that. So there's a line. But one thing we're not doing is going after immigrations. And I said that from day one when I got here. And of course I got beat up for saying that we'll cooperate and assist. But we have to do that. It's written in black and white. And we'll do that, but nothing for immigration status. Recruiting. Another big topic is always recruiting. Recruiting is going extremely well. The last class, 2 classes ago, we started with 77, which had 19 women in it. And don't hold me to this stat, but I think it's very, very close. And if one of you know, because now I'm shooting from the wing, I think it was over 50% Latinos in that class that started. Yeah. And mine is not in his head right now. It was over 50% Latino in that class. So that's my oh wait, we're supposed to be translating? You told me. Are we supposed to be translating right now?
Yeah. Keep the flow.
You know what? All right, so he stopped me this morning. We were together this morning, and he said, Chief, don't talk the whole paragraph and look at me. Talk in sentences so I can translate. And here I am talking in paragraphs right now. But, so, our recruiting is going extremely well in Dallas. The Latino recruiting is going extremely well in Dallas right now. The last class, after we had that 70-plus class, the recruiting division said, hey Chief, just manage expectations. The November class is always the hardest for us to fill. So don't get too excited that we just had this big class. We normally are in the 30s for that class, where we started off with 60. So we're doing really good in recruiting. Things are going well, and I think they're going to continue to go well. So with that, I'll leave it open. Do you want to do questions now, or?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Smiley, you want to come up for this part?
Come on, Matt, translate all that.
Yeah, no. He told me don't do paragraphs too.
That's okay, Matt.
Si tienen alguna pregunta en español, yo la hago.
So, like the Super Bowl, how are you guys preparing for the World Cup games?
Yeah.
So, The biggest thing with the World Cup, now we're going to start feeding out a little bit more information to the community about the World Cup. One of the things that was most important is we needed to see what teams are going to be here. Because the way the teams are here, different plans have to be in place. And we're hearing right now that Argentina is coming. If Argentina is coming, huh?
England too, possibly.
Argentina and England.
Those are two big.
You're ready.
I think we just died. Those are two. No,
Chief,
not
the
bad.
hooligans are gonna be here.
Huh?
The hooligans are gonna be here.
Give me the other.
Here. So a lot of the enforcement comes and how we do things comes on what teams are here. Argentina has a huge following, England has a huge following, and one of the things that in the United States, we are passionate about our sports, but we are nowhere near as passionate as soccer fans are about their country and their teams.
Yeah.
And when I went on some of these trips and I'm talking to some of the other locations, I sat down and had the opportunity to talk to the mayor of Monterey. And basically what we're looking at is two different countries that don't like each other. They'll walk down the street and they'll just start fist fighting because they have on different shirts. For no other reason than they have on different country shirts. So now we're looking at the teams that we're gonna have here. We're gonna try to work with the teams. Each team has what they call a super fan that kind of comes to the city beforehand and they scope out what area of the city that they want to take over. What we're going to try to do from the police department is work with those super fans to keep the countries that don't like each other apart from each other. Like, okay, you hang out in Deep Ellum, you hang out in Uptown, and you hang out in Bishop Arts. So we're going to really work with the countries to try to separate them to make the city safe throughout this event. Yes.
Chief, thank you for being here. Thank you for all the information, and thank you for clarifying the Harry Hines situation, because a lot of people were saying that you were helping, and I was telling them no, that you were saving the community from being in the crossfire. With that being said, my question is regarding arrest. You said you were arresting felons, and that's great and dandy, but if they don't have an ICE hold, do you contact ICE, or only if you have an ICE hold?
So DPD does not. We're arresting people. So say for instance, we go to a domestic violence case. We got a domestic violence case and one of the partners has been assaulted. We're gonna take that person to jail from DPD for the domestic violence. Now once they get to jail, the sheriff's department conducts the runs. And the sheriff's department at that time has an obligation, if their status is not good, to call ICE. So it's not a DPD function. And I think that's what gets required.
Thank you.
You wanna?
It's not a sheriff department either. ICE is located within the jail.
Right there at the sheriff.
The deputies do not do that. It's ICE that is, by law, has to be in the jail. And they're the ones that do the work.
Ok, so la pregunta era sobre los arrestos, felonías y cuando llegan a la cárcel, que si nosotros notificamos a ICE. El jefe como explicó que si vamos a una llamada de violencia doméstica y una de las parejas tiene que ser arrestada, al momento que es arrestada y llega a la cárcel, nosotros no notificamos a ICE. ¿No? El condado tiene un agente de ICE que está ahí. El sheriff lo acaba de explicar, que hay un agente de ICE que está ahí y ellos son los que se encargan. Si esa persona no tiene estatus en el país, ellos se van a encargar de esa persona. Nosotros simplemente nos encargamos del arresto, transportarlo al condado y ya de ahí pasan a la gente si no tiene estatus migratorio.
¿Todo el tiempo está ahí?
Yes, it's because the 2017.
Sí, todo el tiempo es por ley.
Over there in the back. Way back. Oh, hold it. Did you have a question, David?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
Chief, I know it's not in your lane per se, but I just want to get from your experience an answer to this twofold question. When you look out there and you see ICE agents massed in Dallas, Texas, what does this say to our community? And because many of our workers are essential workers, is the enforcement being applied equally where you pick up the worker but there's no consequence to the employer?
Well, so my belief is that we should not be wearing masks when we're doing enforcement. Now, I was a federal agent for a very long time, and one of the things that I will tell you and I've had this conversation with the federal side. I don't believe they should wear masks, but I will tell you why they're wearing masks. Violence is going up by over 1,000% on ICE agents and their house being attacked, or when they're not at work, they're at the mall and they're getting jumped. So that's why they're justifying they're wearing masks while they're doing their job, and that is documented that they're getting their butts beat up when they're not at work. And nor is that right, because they're enforcing the federal laws, and that's their job. And it's just like us having to enforce the laws in Dallas. It's our job, and someone shouldn't beat me up for having to enforce the laws.
Violence, they're giving violence and beating up people.
Hold on, over there in the back, way back there. Yeah, either one, both of y'all together.
Hi, I'm Diane Gibson. My question is more of a recommendation. When we brought the Super Bowl and All-Star game here, our hospitality to the people that visit Dallas was really on a scale from 1 to 10, we were 2. In Arlington, they were a super team. All I'm saying is, if there's a way you have something directly, indirectly to do with that, once we bring everybody here to this city, can we show them Dallas' best hospitality and get volunteers that are trained to show people how to be good volunteers?
Yeah, well, that's not necessarily my lane, but I can tell you, there's a lot of volunteer programs that's going on for people right now.
Yeah, they have for the Super Bowl and the All-Star game, and it didn't work. It was really bad.
Next,
Yes, ma'am.
next, and then we'll come over to Joe.
Hi Chief, come on, my name's Allison Bridger Allen. I want to ask you because, as you know, Dallas has a reputation for being a place where law enforcement officials are held accountable when they step over the line, when they commit violations of the law. We're one of the very few cities who have seen police prosecuted and convicted for crimes against citizens. I understand that we are not collaborating with ICE, we're not assisting with immigration enforcement, but I want to know, have you informed our federal partners that they will be held to the same standards, that if they commit crimes against the people of Dallas County, they will be prosecuted and held accountable?
Yeah.
We've actually had conversations. I talk with the ICE supervisor on a regular, and we go over all the incidents that are occurring. And so here's the unfortunate thing, and I want you to translate this, so tell me when to stop.
I'm going to have to translate that question too.
Well, go ahead. You want to do that first?
No, go ahead,
Okay.
answer.
So, some of the unfortunate things that are happening is social media could be our friends, but it's also could be our enemies. And a lot of times people are posting things on social media that are happening in Dallas. And first of all, it's not happening in Dallas. And then there was one time something was posted on social media, and it said something to the effect of, all Latinos be careful, there's a major investigation and ICE is over here doing all of this. I literally the Dallas Police Department sent a whole bunch of officers running over there with lights and sirens, and we get there and they were conducting felony operations and they had felony warrants, and it was the U.S. Marshals and Dallas PD that was doing it. And we were going after some rapists that we were taking into custody. But on social media, it was saying that it was an ICE operation, and we ran over there and we could have hurt 10s or 15s of people from running hot to these things. So everything that's on social media is not true. And it's really not happening often in Dallas. And I'm not saying that it's not happening at all where ICE is doing enforcement, because they are doing enforcement. But the warrants that ICE have been running here over the last few weeks, and I've seen this with my eyes, it's for those that have had felony violations that are happening in Dallas. Now, I'm not saying that eventually it won't come to just administration, but I can tell you right now, most of them have been felony warrants. I know that.
All right, let's go to Jerome and Eric. We got Jerome. Go ahead, translate.
Okay, so, hijo, eso era bastante. Lo que está explicando sobre, la pregunta era sobre la violencia que el condado toma en serio cuando un oficial abusa de la fuerza de poder y los oficiales básicamente si abusan son llevados a corte y perseguidos. La pregunta era sobre si los agentes van a ser perseguidos en caso de que usen la violencia. El jefe explicó que un poquito sobre lo que está pasando en las redes sociales también. La gente se está confundiendo con lo que están mirando en las redes sociales, que dicen, no, están haciendo una redada de ICE, no están haciendo esto, cuando en realidad no está pasando aquí en Dallas. Él afirmó que sí ha pasado que los agentes han ido a hacer retenes, han hecho órdenes de arresto, pero son por gente que tienen órdenes de arresto por felonías. ¿Okay? Hubo un incidente donde el jefe mandó oficiales del departamento a responder a una llamada y en realidad eran agentes de los US Marshals, ¿verdad? Que estaban haciendo un arresto y los agentes del DPD estaban ayudándoles, entonces no era ICE que estaban haciendo eso. Por el momento todo lo que está haciendo ICE aquí en Dallas es órdenes de arresto por felonías, más aclaró que tal vez en un futuro puedan ser también administrativos.
I think it was Jerome and then Eric.
Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, brother.
My question, I want to return to recruiting. Specifically, what is the DPD doing with many of our PISD high schools, like Sunset and Adamson, to recruit those students? Because we have now a growing number of students graduating with a high school diploma and an associate's degree, which would qualify them to become part of the police department. If you could address that and bring in those two high schools locally, Sunset and Adamson, I'd appreciate it.
So that's a great question, and one of the things that we're doing right now, they will have the hours, but they won't have the age yet. So one of the things that we're doing, and we're actively creating a program where we want the high school students, when they graduate, to come work for the police department at the age of 18, because most of them graduate around 18, and they'll come work for the police department at 18, and we'll bounce them around through different divisions, like crime scene unit, through admin, through the property room, and then when they turn 21, they go straight to the academy. So I have a meeting, or we're coordinating a meeting once we get everything in black and white with the superintendent, and we're going to do a pilot program where we're going to bring the high school students in for that. So you kind of teed that up for me, like I asked you to ask that question. But we didn't, but it's something that we're working on, and we're taking some of the funding from the police officer positions that we don't have filled now, so we can pay these high school students probably around $40,000. That's what we're looking at. So when they're 18, they're going to come in making about $40,000 to prepare them to go to our academy.
Thank you, Chief.
That's great.
Okay, Chief, last question. Thank you so much, first of all, your position from the beginning, kind of coming in with respect to the relationship you guys have with ICE. Very much appreciated in our community, in juxtaposition to our mayor, who is taking a different position. With that said, we know this administration is going to ramp up. They're going to ramp up as the monies flow down. We're going to see more enforcement. There have been some things that have come out that the administration is going to start going after churches and schools eventually. I'm wondering if we have a policy or procedure in place with DPD to talk about those closer calls, picking up felons and going to a strip club and doing all that. It's real easy. Of course we're going to take care of the perimeter. Of course we're going to help in relation to that. Have we developed protocols with DPD in anticipation of this increased enforcement at some of these sensitive locations? Thanks, Chief.
So here's the best way for me to answer that. From day one of me getting here, remember I was on the other side. I know what the federal government is doing, and we in Dallas are going to be very, very aggressive in arresting bad people. And as long as we continue to be very aggressive in arresting bad people, and we're doing our collaborations with the U.S. Marshals, with DEA, with FBI and ATF, I feel like we won't be like other cities. chestnut checkers.
One last question, if I could. With building off what he just said, if I decide that I'm going into my neighborhood and I see ICE and I'm blowing whistles and I'm photoing and says, what's my liability? What could happen to me? I'm an 8th generation Tejano, U.S. citizen and all that. But what's my liability if I'm doing that on behalf of my community? Because I anticipate, like as Eric said, they're coming. We have to be prepared in Dallas for that. Other communities have responded with that type of support for their community. What would be my liability for that?
And if you're not breaking the law, you have no liability.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. One whistle.
No?
Yeah.
All right, Chief, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, we are continuing the program. Our next speaker is from Michoacan. He entered the heroic military college as a cadet, graduated, and became with the rank of second lieutenant in the infantry. He holds a bachelor's degree in the military administration from the Superior School of War in Mexico, a master's degree in security and national defense. He served as Mexico's military attaché to the embassies of Germany and Poland. And in 2017, he made history as the first Mexican military officer to chair the Inter-American Defense Board of the Organization of American States, OAS. In April 2019, he was appointed by President Manuel Obrador as the first commander of the newly created National Guard. Fue el primer comandante de la Guardia Nacional de México en 2017. Y fue apuntado cónsul general de México aquí en Estados Unidos, y es el general y cónsul que está con nosotros, Luis Rodríguez Bucio.
Pues muchas gracias, muy buen día a todas, a todos. Ahora vamos a hablar en español. Sorry for, I apologize for not speaking in English, but I hope you can understand me. Ya lo mencionó nuestro amigo Domingo, y agradezco la invitación antes que nada porque esta me da la oportunidad de poder informar sobre lo que hacemos en el consulado, lo que tratamos de hacer y resolver algunas preguntas. Efectivamente, pues mi carrera fue militar. Yo, para quienes, por aquí veo gente como que de mi edad, yo entré al colegio militar en el 1973, y me retiré en 2019. De ahí fue que me designó el presidente López Obrador como comandante de la Guardia Nacional, cuando se une la Policía Federal, el Ejército, la Marina, para formar la Guardia Nacional. Ahora ya la Guardia Nacional tiene otra forma, depende de la Secretaría de la Defensa Nacional, pero bueno, ese es otro tema. Yo estoy aquí desde agosto de este año como cónsul general de México en Dallas, para servir a la comunidad, que fue la instrucción que nos dio la presidenta. Yo salí con un grupo más o menos de unos 15 cónsules nuevos que llegamos a Estados Unidos, y la instrucción fue atender a la comunidad. Y vaya que aquí hay que atender a la comunidad. Tenemos en el norte de Texas, que es la parte que corresponde al consulado, tenemos 2.3 millones de mexicanos, primera, segunda, tercera generación, que en algún momento probablemente requieran el apoyo del consulado. Entonces, pues, es un reto diariamente tenemos en el consulado, para que se den una idea también del trabajo que realiza la gente del consulado. Somos 80 personas más o menos. Diario recibimos entre 500 a 600 personas para atenderlos en cuestiones de pasaportes, sus matrículas consulares, poderes. Entonces es un gran trabajo, pero lo hacemos con mucho gusto, porque es otra de las cosas que nos pidió la presidenta, que se traduce en dos cosas. Una, ser eficiente. Eso lo traducimos nosotros en que la gente que va al consulado no debe estar ahí 2, 3, 4 horas pues esperando a que le resuelvan un pasaporte. Un pasaporte, si todo está bien, no debe de tardar más de 45 minutos según ya nuestros cálculos bien establecidos, de manera que nuestro trabajo es apurarnos, hacer nuestro trabajo lo más rápido posible para que la gente que va simplemente por un pasaporte en una hora y cuarto debe de estar saliendo. Recuerden, nosotros abrimos a las 6:30 de la mañana. ¿Por qué? Porque eso se quedó desde la pandemia, vamos, yo ya cuando llegué ya estaba ese horario. Abrimos 6:30, de manera que quien no quiera perder a veces mucho tiempo en su trabajo puede buscar una cita a las 6:30. Abrimos con 18 citas a las 6:30 y así nos damos cada 15 minutos 18 citas. Entonces eso nos permite, y mucha gente nos ha dicho que es mejor que abramos antes, a las 6. Todos los demás consulados en Estados Unidos normalmente abren a las 9 de la mañana, pero terminan a las 5 de la tarde. Nosotros abrimos a las 6:30, a las 3 ya más o menos, pues algunas gentes se van porque el contrato no nos permite tenerlos más tiempo, pero hay servicios a las 5 solamente para informar, ya de 3 a 5, generalmente solamente para informar, atender alguna emergencia, pero esto es derivado de que abrimos a las 6:30. Entonces, queremos mantener ese horario para la gente que por el motivo de su trabajo, pues no tiene que perder mucho tiempo y puede 1 hora o 2 ir a realizar su trámite y poder seguir a su trabajo. ¿Qué hacemos en el consulado? Pues obviamente el consulado, todo el mundo entendemos, es un lugar donde expedimos pasaportes, los renovamos a quienes se les vence. Para todo hay un requisito, o sea, siempre los requisitos pues ahí están, eso no los ponemos nosotros aquí en el consulado, ya están establecidos, y en todos los consulados mexicanos del mundo son los mismos requisitos. Se han reducido los requisitos bastante gracias a un esfuerzo que hizo la Secretaría de Relaciones Exteriores para no pedir demasiados documentos. Entonces, los que piden son lo mínimo que debemos de tener también para que nuestros pasaportes, pues no, yo le llamo así, disculpen la palabra, no van a ser pasaportes patitos, que llegue alguien y nos engañe con sus documentos y que al final es un pasaporte que en la primera aduana del aeropuerto lo van a parar porque es un pasaporte falso. Entonces no vamos a dar, no queremos dar pasaportes falsos, pero tampoco queremos tener a la gente ahí mucho tiempo. Entonces queremos ser eficientes en entregar rápidamente los documentos. Segundo, la presidenta nos pidió ser cálidos con la gente. Nosotros en eso estamos. Recuerden, las personas están ahí casi uno tras otro, porque cada persona que está en la ventanilla atiende promedio de 50 a 60 agentes diarios. Entonces, pues a veces sí, no se les justifica, pero solamente se los menciono, porque a veces alguien se queja de que no, pues quizás vio mala cara, ¿no? Pero estamos sobre ello, insistiendo. Ya casi toda la gente está convencida de que parte de su trabajo también es atender bien, con calidez. Entonces ahí estamos en eso. ¿Qué documentos? Pues ustedes saben, tenemos los pasaportes, que el que se le vence va por su pasaporte. Tenemos las matrículas consulares para la gente que no tiene una identidad. Esta es una primera identidad para aquellos que no disponen de un documento que les permite decir yo soy fulano de tal. ¿Por qué? Porque hemos recibido, yo creo que hay bastante gente que no tiene documentos y esa gente tiene que irle a pedir a alguien, algún familiar, algún amigo que le haga algún trámite porque no tiene un documento. Entonces, en eso estamos trabajando y ahí yo pediría su apoyo para que aquellas personas que no tienen documentos, que están aquí en Estados Unidos y que no tienen documentos, que se acerquen. ¿Qué pasa a veces esta gente que no tiene documentos? que su acta de nacimiento no aparece en el sistema, que el nombre le cambiaron la S por la Z, que le cambiaron la B por la F, o sea, entonces esa gente tiene problemas porque su acta de nacimiento no está en el sistema y no la puede bajar en internet, que es lo que ahora ya todas las actas de nacimiento se bajan por internet. Entonces, si hay alguien así, que vaya, que se acerque, nosotros podemos hablar a las oficinas de pasaporte, perdón, de registro civil de los estados para que suban su acta, la revisen y pueda él bajar su acta. Ya con eso, su acta de nacimiento, ya con eso, pues que tenga un documento. Entonces, ahí estamos tratando de apoyar a la gente, sobre todo esas personas que no tienen documentos son las que más nos preocupan. Porque, pues de alguna manera, digo, no es que menospreciemos, pero la gente que tiene todos los documentos y pasa, pues en una hora llega y se va y se lleva su documento y cuando se le vuelve a vencer vuelve a ir y ahí estamos para ellos. Pero es otra gente que no tiene documentos y que anda sufriendo, nos preocupa y hemos optado por hacer como un registro de esa gente que llega y no se le puede dar el documento porque los requisitos no los cumple, lo registramos, pues, pedimos su teléfono y nos comunicamos con él para ver si cómo va los trámites o qué necesita, qué apoyo necesita. Estamos con tiempo. Otras, rápidamente, también, aparte de los documentos, doble nacionalidad es importante, porque yo creo que me preguntaban de la doble nacionalidad. Esta es para las personas que su papá, todo mexicano puede heredarle a su hijo la nacionalidad, y quien quiera tener doble nacionalidad, si tiene ciudadanía americana, no la pierde con tener la nacionalidad mexicana. Entonces, esos requisitos, aquí se los leo rápidamente. Para la doble nacionalidad es el acta de nacimiento de aquí, de Estados Unidos, la identificación de la persona que quiere el acta y el acta de nacimiento de sus papás. Entonces, ese es un trámite que se nos ha incrementado y bueno, nos da gusto que haya más mexicanos también. Sí, que sumemos más mexicanos. Otros apoyos que tratamos de impulsar, pero eso los damos por el apoyo que recibimos de algunas organizaciones, es servicios de salud, de educación financiera y también de protección. El de protección, es el área que ve a todos aquellos mexicanos que tienen algún problema legal, sea de carácter de pues de diferentes que puedan suceder, se puede acercar él o algún familiar y nosotros vemos qué apoyo le podemos dar. Hay algunos abogados que nos apoyan y a través de ellos es que damos ese apoyo. Eso es muy importante. Para la gente que luego fallece algún familiar, quieren trasladar los restos o las cenizas a México, también tenemos ahí el apoyo en el consulado. Para la educación de los jóvenes o de los adultos, tenemos tanto forma de que terminen a veces carreras en México que ya empezaron o que aquí inicien alguna con los apoyos que tenemos a través de las universidades y de las instituciones de educación aquí en los Estados Unidos. Creo que ahí me voy a detener. Y yo sé que hay muchas cosas que necesitamos verlas casi de persona a persona. Vamos a estar aquí. Si quieren, tienen alguna pregunta, yo con mucho gusto la doy respuesta.
Gracias.
Gracias, señor cónsul. Gracias por decidir venir al norte de Texas. No habíamos tenido un personaje de su categoría, un comandante que viniera a atender nuestro consulado. Bienvenido. Tengo dos preguntas. Tengo dos preguntas. Gracias por estar en el norte de Texas. No habíamos tenido un personaje de su categoría, un comandante de las Fuerzas Armadas atendiéndonos. Bienvenido. Muy bien.
Gracias.
¡Viva México!
¡Viva México! Claro que sí, caray. Por cierto, agradecer a Domingo García también que en estos eventos es donde más se reúne la comunidad y los activistas. Es el mejor lugar, la mejor ventana del activismo del norte de Texas. Gracias, Domingo, también. ¡Viva Domingo! Bien, dos preguntas. Primero, decía sobre el servicio y el horario. Ya nos dijo que abre más temprano. Sin embargo, la presidenta había comentado que incluso se iba a extender un poco más para que los mexicanos no tuviéramos que pedir permiso o que viéramos la posibilidad de más flexibilidad para poder asistir al consulado. Esa es la primera pregunta, si hay un horario extra. Y la segunda, teníamos dudas y conflictos con el cónsul anterior con la interpretación de que había venta de citas, corrupción en las ventas de citas. Yo quiero que me diga aquí y delante de todos si el consulado vende las citas o si el consulado está involucrado en la venta de citas para la gente. Gracias.
Bueno, muchas gracias, Miguel. Qué bueno que viene esta pregunta. Respecto al horario, miren, es que aquí tenemos dos leyes. Los trabajadores que son locales no pueden tener o sea, están sujetos a leyes. Por eso es que no podemos irnos hasta las 5 con todo el personal. ¿Quiénes se quedan a las 5? Unos que llegan a las 9. Pero esos son los que van a quedarse hasta las 5, pero ya no para hacer, ya en ese momento no vamos a poder entregar un pasaporte, a menos que sea una emergencia, vamos. Entonces sí veremos cómo lo hacemos, pero no es que no querramos extendernos hasta las 5 en el trabajo porque no querramos, es que también tenemos que cumplir con la ley de los Estados Unidos que no permite tener gente desde las 6:30 hasta las 5 de la tarde, ¿no? Entonces, ahí creo que son cosas de contrato.
¿Fin de semana?
Fin de semana. Hoy precisamente tenemos consulado de fin de semana trabajando, o sea, a veces mínimo una vez por mes. El consulado está abierto los fines de semana para gente que no pueda ir entre semana.
Bien, muy bien.
Eso a través de las redes del consulado se informa cuándo van a estar abiertos y hoy precisamente es obvio, estamos trabajando.
Una vez por mes va a haber fin de semana abierto.
Una o dos.
Una o dos veces semana. Perfecto, muy bien.
Y lo de las citas, miren, ahora ya las citas todas se hacen vía internet, se hacen a través de teléfono. Yo no soy muy ducho en esto, pero por lo que yo entiendo, también aquí, es que ahora quien quiera sacar una cita tiene que meter ciertos datos para que al final le arroje disponibilidad de citas, como les dije. Diario iniciamos con 18 citas a las 6:30. Pues quiere decir que los primeros 18 que entren si quieren a las 6:30, pues se llena la de las 6:30 y ya así se van llenando los espacios cada 15 minutos, 18, 15, le bajamos un poquito como a las 9 para que la gente se pueda tomar por ahí un café, ¿no? Y eso ya está establecido en un sistema. Es decir, yo cónsul, yo no tengo para decirles, oiga, ¿cuántas 20 citas aquí en la bolsa y mañana se las venda a alguien? Porque pues yo necesito los datos de las personas que quieren ir. Si la cita ya es personal, aquí aprovecho, quien sea igual que un servidor, que no le entiendo mucho la computación y que necesite entrar al sistema para obtener una cita, yo les recomiendo que de preferencia lo hagan con familiares, alguna persona de su confianza, que sea la que le van a dar los datos para que al final le arroje una cita, porque si lo hacen con gente que no conocen, o eso sí me han platicado, no lo he visto, que hay lugares donde dice se venden citas o se sacan citas. Bueno, ahí la persona llega y da sus datos para que le den una cita, pero la persona en los locales donde diga eso, no es que tengan ahí 20, 30 citas como estos boletos del mundial, ¿no? Yo en partido de fútbol que alguien compra muchos y ya tiene y se los puede vender, ¿no?
Remate.
Sí, entonces no hay forma, ni nosotros, porque eso incluso lo manejan de México directamente las tres relaciones. Entonces yo ahí creo que está como confundido. Es decir, alguien que paga porque le saquen una cita en un lugar donde va y le dice que ahí le van a dar que ahí le tramitan una cita, piensa que esa persona tiene citas y las vende, cuando en realidad lo que hizo es llenar datos en el formulario que le arrojó al final una cita, pero le dio una cita porque pues él mismo la pudo haber hecho y ya no no necesita, pues sí, pero si tiene la necesidad, por eso recomiendo que sea.
¿Puede decir que el consulado no vende citas, por favor?
No, pues no vemos. Digo, me sorprende la pregunta porque, pues, así como que vendemos citas, no.
No vende citas, gracias.
Jackie, the mic.
Bienvenido
Ya
a
regresamos.
Texas.
Sí, gracias.
No, it's just my phone. Ok, bienvenido a Texas. Cónsul, le pregunta, si tiene, si tiene a la mano el número de connacionales detenidos de inmigración y si son, como dice inmigración, connacionales con antecedentes criminales, y si sabe qué tipo de delitos son los mexicanos que han caído en inmigración. Esa es una primera pregunta. Y hablando de las actas de nacimiento, bien importante.
Mira, así ahorita aquí no tengo el dato. Diario en el área de protección recibimos una lista de los detenidos, principalmente los que están por ICE, ¿sí? Porque ya están en manos de ICE, y realmente es la gente, entiendo, es la gente que prácticamente va a ser deportada, ¿sí? No recibimos diariamente una lista de los mexicanos detenidos en el día o ayer o la semana pasada, no, esa no la tenemos. A veces nos preguntan de alguna persona que saben que algún familiar pregunta si fue detenido, si sabemos de alguna persona detenida, entonces nosotros tenemos que consultar ya con el nombre, fecha de nacimiento, ¿no? Pero no tenemos nosotros como consulado un listado de las personas detenidas ayer. Lo que nos pasa ahí es prácticamente cuando van a ser deportados, incluso cuando hay vuelos que salen de aquí con deportados, vamos para ver en qué condiciones van, pero no tenemos así, sino si tienen el nombre y nos lo pasan, entonces sí podemos consultar.
Las actas de nacimiento, algo bien importante, hablando de las actas, hay un caso de una señora que no es de Texas, pero ella no tiene nada, se vino porque la abusó el padrastro, cruzó a Estados Unidos de niña, estamos hablando de 10 años, ha estado navegando sin acta de nacimiento y eso se lo consulté a la canciller de la Fuente. ¿Qué pasa con esos mexicanos que no tienen nada y no tienen a nadie?
Necesitamos que vayan al consulado porque necesitamos saber dónde nació, si sabe cuándo nació, si tiene algún documento aunque sea de la iglesia, ¿no? Pues,
¿Declaratoria de mexicanidad?
Esa tenemos que ver si esa se la hacen en el municipio donde nació. Pero la verdad es que sí, esos casos necesitamos verlo personalmente.
¿Es en toda la red consular? Sí. Perfecto. Y otra, hablando de la doble nacionalidad,
Mexican Americans, talking about the dual citizenship, ¿se ha incrementado la doble nacionalidad de los niños, hijos nacidos aquí pero de padres indocumentados que se está preparando algún regreso a México?
Nosotros no vemos si es documentado o no, nada más que sea mexicano.
Okay.
Es decir, que tenga su pasaporte mexicano, su acta de nacimiento, porque lo que se pide es el acta de nacimiento de los papás. O sea, eso no tiene que ver si está con documentos o no. Si es alguien que nació en México y la situación migratoria aquí no nos interesa, no le afecta para darle la doble nacionalidad al hijo.
Que digan, voy a hacer a mi hijo americano, también mexicano, porque es ciudadano indocumentado.
No, mucha gente, sí, miren, en cada área tenemos una cantidad estandarizada por ejemplo, de pasaportes, estamos como 300 diarios. En la doble nacionalidad se lleva un poco más de tiempo porque hay que meter más datos. Ahí entiendo que trabajamos diariamente como unos 30 diarios y como nos llegan más solicitudes, pues ahorita yo creo que ya si alguien llega ahorita a solicitar doble nacionalidad con toda su documentación, le vamos a dar la cita yo creo para febrero, porque sí tenemos bastantes solicitudes.
Señora Cervantes.
Bueno, yo tengo otras preguntas, pero bien cortitas. Yo tengo 56 años viviendo en Estados Unidos. Alcancé la nacionalidad del 98, mexicana, porque la americana ya la tengo. Pero ¿qué puedo hacer? Tengo que escoger una, la americana o la mexicana. Otra. ¿Tienen el mismo servicio para la gente mayor de 60 años que va, por ejemplo, a tramitar un trámite de... ¿Lo tienen todavía?
Respecto a la fecha, Beto, ahí.
Si hicieron doble ciudadanía, perdón, si obtuvieron la nacionalidad americana.
Sí, la tengo la americana.
Antes de 1990 sí la perdió, pero después ya no. 1990.
Yo lo que quiero saber, yo nunca la tramité, yo nomás tengo la americana.
No la pierde.
Pero dice Trump que nomás tienes que escoger la americana o la mexicana.
Eso no es correcto.
Bueno, pues eso es lo que él dice.
A menos
Gracias.
que hay alguien de servicio de migración, un abogado de migración que lo sepa.
Yo tengo los dos. All right. Last question. We gotta go on.
Solamente para responder la pregunta sobre los mayores de 60 años, pueden ir a tramitar sin una cita previa su pasaporte, matrícula o credencial de votar.
Una sobrina que le pusieron el nombre de hombre y de mujer.
No tienen que volverlo a tramitar, era el consulado y volver a tramitarla. Sí,
Última pregunta con Hilda.
Muchas gracias, cónsul, por su presencia con nosotros esta tarde. La pregunta tiene que ver con estudiantes de educación. Este viernes se cierran los semestres en las universidades. Sin embargo, hay muchos chicos que no van a poder regresar en la primavera porque ya no van a recibir fondos federales para continuar su educación. Usted mencionó algo sobre eso. ¿Me podría proporcionar información? Porque hay muchas chicas y niños que no van a poder continuar por el hecho de que no tienen fondos federales o becas.
Pero creo, eso no es lo que el consulado tiene. El consulado lo que tiene es apoyos para los mexicanos que están aquí, que a lo mejor no están estudiando, suspendieron sus estudios y quieren seguir estudiando. Es para ese tipo de personas que el consulado tiene forma de buscar el apoyo y que puedan seguir estudiando. Creo que esto no sé tendría que preguntar
hablar de la presidenta o el señor Slim que suelte dinero para los chicos. La segunda pregunta y la última, ¿nos puede hablar un poquito del trabajo de Eloy? Yo sé que él trabaja por víctimas. ¿Nos puede proporcionar alguna información sobre eso? Eloy, sí, porque yo sé que ayuda a mucha gente que quizás no sabe que hay esa oportunidad, si son víctimas de un crimen, que pueden acceder a conocer.
Bueno, sí, ya no me dio mucho tiempo de explicar. Es el que yo le llamaba el área de protección. El cónsul Eloy es el jefe del departamento del área de protección y es el que lleva atiende todas las cuestiones legales, migratorias, de violencia familiar, a mexicanos que tengan algún problema de ese tipo. En su departamento es que se atiende y buscamos siempre la manera de apoyar, ¿sí?, a las personas que tengan algún problema legal. Buscamos abogados que los puedan apoyar. Si es de violencia familiar, entiendo, tenemos casas incluso que reciben a personas con violencia familiar y el departamento que lo hace es precisamente el área del cónsul Eloy.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
All right, our next speaker is a candidate for Dallas County Criminal Court number 9. She's born and raised in Dallas. She is the first in her family to graduate from law school, where she graduated from South Texas College of Law. Before that, she was at St. Mary's University and she was president of the Latinas Unidas organization there. She went to Ursuline High School here in Dallas. Patricia Villarreal.
Buenos días. Me disculpa, estoy un poquito enferma con todo se está cambiando el tiempo. Me llamo Priscila Villarreal. Estoy corriendo para juez, corte número 9. So, my name is Priscila Villarreal. I'm running for Dallas County Criminal Court number 9. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. This constant weather change. So, as Domingo said, I'm born and raised here. My mom immigrated to the U.S. at a young age. I'm very proud to be her daughter. She's a housekeeper in Highland Park. Sola, ella pudo, put me and my sister ahead. She got me through school. She supported me to go to Ursuline here, which is an all-girls school. Hice la lucha with my education. She supported me going to San Antonio and St. Mary's. Graduated with honors in criminology. Woo! Very kind of. And then I went off to law school. I'm the first in my family to study law. First one. And I'm very proud because you have the little cousins and they see me and they're like, ve con la prima, go ask your cousin. Or, you know, I tell them, I have one misbehaving right now, he's in middle school. And I was like, come to court with me and see what's going on and see if I can scare him straight a little bit right now as a middle schooler. And it's exciting because when they see that, I start hearing the conversations with my little cousins even, where they're like, oh, maybe I want to go be a lawyer like Priscilla, or maybe I want to go be a doctor. And it's influencing that next generation I get so excited about. And I think that's part of what inspired me to run for judge. I'm not running for judge for ego. I'm not doing it to become popular or anything like that. That doesn't matter to me. I love Dallas. This is my home. I want to serve Dallas. I want to make sure, as my community, we have representation. I met Frank Crowley every day. I was a prior public defender. I had to resign in order to run for office. I was one of the few public defenders who is Spanish speaking, so I have a majority of the Spanish speaking clients. Criminal County Court number 9 is a misdemeanor court. That's what I'll be doing, misdemeanors. That ranges from criminal trespass, simple assault, to DWIs, DWI seconds, and all the in-between misdemeanors, Class A and Class B. I'm used to being there day to day, explaining things, you know, dealing with different immigration backgrounds, mixed statuses, dealing with their families, dealing with homeless people who are a little lost and need support, dealing with people going, this is literally the worst thing that's happened to them, and it's really helping them understand that, yes, you got a misdemeanor, yes, there may be consequences, but we can get over this chapter. You can keep moving. I always warn my clients, even now, I do criminal defense now, they go, so me regañona. I go, look, I'm tough up, te voy a regañar, you know what I say, te voy a regañar. And my current boss, Olegani Estrada, he teases me because he's like, man, you're tough. And I go, yes, but because I care. I go, I'm going to be there because they can go get through this. This doesn't have to the end. And it doesn't matter what happens. I don't judge any of my clients if they have a whole rap sheet, and I've had clients who have been in the system because life happened, and they'll tell me. This is the first time the attorney sat down with them and broke everything down, step by step, made them part of every conversation. And I go, absolutely, this is your life. I'm here for you. And as a judge, I want to do that. I want an opportunity to make sure people feel heard, feel seen, feel respected. In the past, I've worked at Raices and Catholic Charities. I have an immigration background, so I have the understanding of the necessity of the right questions asked if attorneys are doing their job and if people understand their rights. And you know, as we've had many discussions today, there's a lot going on in our community. We need to make sure people know the potential legal consequences of any decision they make in the criminal courthouse and how that affects them. I also was a prior city prosecutor. I did that for a couple years early in my career. And as a prosecutor, it didn't matter who was in front of me, if it was an attorney, a pro se, someone representing themselves, someone middle class, someone just out of prison getting their life back on track, they have old ticket warrants. Every person got the same conversation, the same deal. I never treated a single person differently. And I think a lot of the reason why I have such a relationship with my prior judges was that they saw that I was never going to give favoritism to someone, treat them differently, put them down. And to me, that is the most important part of my job as a lawyer, that I plan to continue as a judge. I want my courtroom to be a place where attorneys can grow, can be better attorneys, but be held accountable. Are they doing their job? Are they doing their job correctly? Because they have people's lives in their hands. And does every defendant feel heard, seen, and respected? It's a misdemeanor. This may be the point of getting them the help they need. This may be the point for them to see that the system is there to help them, to serve them, and also to inspire them. I've had a client that we went to trial. Sadly, I got guilty. I was very upset. I tried really hard. But he still felt so seen after, just like, you inspired me, so I'm gonna get myself together. Maybe I can go off to law school. Maybe I can get my life back together. Maybe I can go be a lawyer just like you. And I was like, that's the nicest thing here after a trial. I was like, we should have won that. And I want to do that. And so I'm humbly in front of you. I really hope to get to know all of you, to have you help me with my campaign. Lo necesito. I can't do this alone. I'm one of the few Latinas running for a criminal bench. Esta es la lucha. Estoy luchando por nosotros, for our community, to put a bilingual judge. No lo hablo perfectamente, pero lo hablo. Y yo puedo aprender más. Estoy preparada a hacer lo que tengo que hacer. I'm prepared to do what I gotta do, better my Spanish, and keep going and do my best to serve our community. And I know that my community will keep me humble day to day, so I ain't worried about that. So again, consider me up back to the house report every night.
Any questions? Preguntas?
Her website and
Thank you.
your website and phone number.
All right, Renee?
I was just going to ask about how we can contact you in support. And as a fellow Rattler, I see the Marianists carry them of charity and support and everything that university particularly instills on people. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
How do we get support?
My sister, I'm gonna have her raise your hand, Elizabeth. I have my push cards with my information. I'm going to un poco más. It has my Facebook, my Instagram, my email, my website. I'm gonna be here. I'm happy to give out my number. I would love to get to know you guys. I need all the help and support. So thank you so much.
One Rattler. Thank you. All right. Our next speaker is originally from Juarez, Mexico, but he is now the voice of the Texas Rangers, the voice of the Dallas Mavericks, the voice of the Oklahoma Thunder, la voz de los Rangers, los Mavericks, y en tiempo cuando estaba con aquellas, era la voz de los Dallas Cowboys. Y necesitan una voz los Dallas Cowboys bastante.
Necesitan jugadores.
Yes. Anyway, now he's been recognized as broadcaster of the year. In 2014, he got the Golden Microphone Award from the National Association of Mexican Broadcasters. He has received, started his broadcasting career with guests, and is now again La Voz. Let's give a big hand to the announcer, Eleno Ornelas.
Gracias, Domingo. Bueno, voy a hablar, Pati me va a ayudar con el inglés. La voy a hacer que trabaje. Venga para acá, Pati. Es muy amiga mía de muchos años. Voy a contar un poquito mi historia. Trabajé con... Para que sepan, yo soy orgullosamente mexicano. Nacido en Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, México. Así que los que son de por allá de Juaritos de Chihuahua, pues ya saben cómo somos de honestos y sinceros para hablar. Y nosotros sí que no tenemos pelos en la lengua.
Dice que vive el norte.
Pero en inglés.
Ay, dice ella. I don't know how to say that either.
Very happy to be a big
Bueno, no invité a Pati porque es un gusto verla de veras para mí, porque es una buena amiga. Empecé con ellos en la radio. Alguien me preguntaba aquí, el señor Cruz, que lo conocí hoy, lo saludé, gracias a Héctor Torres que me lo presentó y me dijo que cómo empecé yo, por qué tengo este trabajo de ser narrador, de hacer deportes. Para los estudiantes que están aquí, dijeron que había estudiantes de LULAC por aquí, ¿no? Sí. Levanten la mano los estudiantes. ¿Dónde están todos los estudiantes? Well, I have an advice for you. The English and Spanish. I have an advice. I was born in Juarez. Since I was 8 years old, I drink 2